Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you very much for having me here. This is the first time I've addressed this particular organization. So, the Lyndwood School cover-up, or if it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, swims like a duck, it is a duck. This presentation is about wasting money, opportunities, bad decisions, and very likely some very wrong shenanigans. In a democracy, the citizens are to form their own opinions based on the facts, learn from the past, do better than those in the past, even if those are still holding office. Given the facts, the Appeal District School Board and the sitting school trustee, Janet McDougald, have really screwed up, and I am certain there is more than the discovered facts so far to be turned up, and that the usual method for cover-up is being used. That is to reward those who have done wrong by giving them honors that they should not get, and it distracts the public from the real issues. I am not here only to criticize. I have a way to help and fix the problems created by inappropriate and wrong decisions made for the wrong reasons. Now, the reasons to suspect shenanigans. The decision made by the Appeal District School Board to rename or change the name of Hartsdale Avenue Public School to Janet McDougald Public School to honor the long-sitting school trustee for that ward while she was still sitting in office, which could be seen as a political game as well, in the middle of a school year, in a secret meeting, without consulting the taxpayers or the community, when the Ontario Education Ministry agrees with the community, naming of a school is a public affair, without debate, while disregarding the legitimate concerns of parents. It also created a number of angry children. It shows a general lack of respect. And it is not the usual way to name a school, and the media notes it smacks of cronyism and conceit. Have all her years in public office and as the chair of the Appeal School Board taught her this? What kind of commitment to democracy, the community, and the professional ethics is this, and what does it teach the children? Lastly, to fall back on the claim that it is based on a solid legal opinion makes it clear how little this board cares. Now, on to what else has gone wrong. There's a lot more to be found out, I'm sure, but let's start with the wasting of money and important opportunities. Some quick background. I went to Lyndwood School through all of its grades and was blessed for it because there was just about the only school, it had, just about every other school didn't have real wood. It is named regarding the Lyndwood forest that was just to the north, and every day I walked or rode my bike to school, and in that forest recall seeing deer, huge oak trees, and there was even a pet peacock in one of the yards. I was inspired by the great cedar or Douglas fir beams and the planks that were in the ceilings and elsewhere. It gave the school life, and it lived up to its name, and it was very rare indeed. In most of Lyndwood, there were very long planks, some 2.5 inches thick and 5 inches wide. And just 1 second. That's just a small section of one. Now imagine, say, 30 of those 10 feet long, and you'd find that typically in just one classroom. And if you want an idea of as to its value, I just found out tonight that Mr. O'Malley, if he's there, if you want to ask, he deals in recycling old wood, if you want to ask him how much this could be worth, when I'm talking the volume in Lyndwood School, I think you might be shocked. I'm sure most people will be. So after the decades, it developed a very warm vintage, which you can see there. Now, there was a plan to save some of these and use them on one wall in the library. However, all that remains now are just 2 small pieces. Anyone who has any clue as to the value of this wood knew it was huge, and that it should not have been smashed up and destroyed. They would also say it was criminal waste. In fact, that could be said about how the rest of the building was recycled as well. No proof that we have learned any lessons about the environment and recycling, the biggest issues and lessons of our time and the last 50 years. It is proof of failure on a grand scale. I'm not blaming the construction company at all. In fact, they were great in helping former students save parts of Lyndwood School. The blame is squarely on the backs of the Peel School Board and Janet McDougald. This cedar could have been used to breathe new life into the new school, connected to our community heritage and the pride, or at least sold to help the school board that says it doesn't have enough money. What we're left with is concrete, steel, glass, and false ceilings. The mistakes from the 60s dumped back on us because of the dinosaurs who make decisions that spend our tax dollars for education, like the way our local libraries have been rebuilt, throwback designs that don't reflect the reality we live in or that our children must deal with. Part of this cover-up is to destroy the evidence. Even one wall would have raised questions as why more could not have been saved, and the city of Mississauga is doing all it can to eliminate the other stack of this cedar in existence, along with the local whistleblower who's trying to save it for the community. The school being built doesn't inspire teaching and learning in the classrooms or even attendance. It's more like inspiring truancy and vandalism, and likely very bad for the health of human children with no living wall in it whatsoever. It looks more like a prison, and we should rename it the Janet McDougald Prison School, as that is more likely to have a negative effect on children. What I'm going to be doing is cutting up a few of these and making them into necklaces so that the members of this board will have them to wear as an albatross while we figure out where all the money went. Now, at the beginning I said there are solutions. There is enough wood saved to carry out the original plan, to fix the errors, and then even some more. But there would be certain terms to make sure this takes place because this board doesn't show the necessary insight as to how to deal with the issues of the day and for future generations. Thank you.
Thank you. As I have asked all the other delegations, if you would please leave your notes, it will be very helpful to us in responding to your delegation, and of course we will do that at our next board meeting on the 24th of January. And I do have one question of clarification. Trustee Green.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I am confused. What are you here delegating for? I don't hear anything why you're here delegating. I hear you talk about wood and talk about what could be done and so forth and everything, cover up and so. What is the delegation? For a trustee, for me to respond or staff to respond, I need to know what you're delegating about. Thanks.
Well, let's start with the more positive of the two. There was a plan to recover some of the old Lyndwood School and build a wall out of the wood in the new school. Now, that wood's been destroyed through neglect, whatever, improper storage, whatever you want to call it. So now you can't even carry out your original plans. I have some of this wood. If you cared about it, we can sit down and we can see those plans completed. Or if you'd like to use more of the wood and put it in the school to inspire the children to the natural environment and to show them that there are things warm and beautiful other than concrete, steel, and glass, we can help you with that too. But I'm very concerned that you tore down a school that was literally papered with money. It had money everywhere in it, and you just had it smashed to pieces and carted away. And I cannot see how that is any way a responsible decision by anybody who gets elected and then complains they don't have enough money to educate our kids. That is what I am concerned about. And if you can't hear that, maybe you should apply to another position.
Thank you. I think with the help of your notes, Mr. Barber, I think we'll be able to address the items and the concerns that you had in your presentation. Obviously, we did look at reclamation. I can't comment on that right now because I don't have that information at hand, but I am aware of it. So I think I'm quite confident we'll be able to address your concerns, if you wouldn't mind leaving your notes. Yes, please.